What's up, YouTube? Night Edge here again. Got a pretty cool little overview for you right here of a pretty cool knife. This one was sent to me by the Ponds. This is a Olight Rubato 2. Get a nice little close up of it here. Oknife 154 CM, micarta, Rubato 2 on the back of it, and of course that like a serial number kind of right there with the Azo. I guess that's the designer. Pretty neat little knife. Thanks to Ponds that I can check these cool knives out. He sent me a whole box of them. I unboxed them recently on a live, and this is a pretty neat one. I like the Rubato series by Oknife. Nice little budget knives. We'll go all over it and give you my full thoughts on it here. Got a kind of a new format I was thinking about trying. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, those of you who might possibly still be watching down there. I'm going to flash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flash the specs up on the screen. Not flash them, but you should see the specs right kind of in that general area, maybe, hopefully, if you want to read them. I'll go through them real quick. This is just off of the Blade HQ website. Overall length, you're looking at 7.1 inches. Blade length, 3.0 inches. Blade width, 1.04 inches. Thickness, 100 thousandths is what it's got right there. Thickest part of the spine. I would think that would be blade stock measurement right there. 3.7 ounces, so that's pretty much that's your overall specs on this one. I usually do like the tape measure and the scale, all that stuff. I find that does take up a lot of time in the reviews. Let me know in the comments if you guys want that. I'll keep doing that. I have no problem whatsoever doing that, but I thought it might be kind of more, time conservative, I guess, if you kind of put the specs right there somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments for sure. So, if you've seen the screen, you can see the overall specs. You saw the overall specs. But let's go ahead and we'll do some size comparisons on this one. Let's see. We'll get out the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and the Spyderco Para 3 right here. There's some size comparisons right there with some pretty well, within the community, some pretty familiar knives, right? So you can see right there, it's kind of like a medium-sized knife, not by any means what I would call a full-size knife, but not a small knife either. So kind of in between, kind of like maybe Rat 2 territory, something like that. Almost Para 3 territory. The Para, I almost said Paramilitary 3. The Para 3, just a hair longer with a good bit less cutting edge on the Para 3 right there compared to it. So that's what you're looking at with size. Oknife, I think they are kind of like a subservient maybe company of Olight. You got the Olight, Oknife, and I think there's another O out there. I don't know. Let me know again in the comments if you guys know about the O's, what O's you know about there, what other O's there might be. Let's go ahead and get out a couple more size comparisons as I kind of ramble on. This is kind of like a rambling review, right? I don't know. I don't even know what to title these. Maybe, I might go back to just doing the scale and the tape measure and all that stuff. But I thought maybe, if I just kind of put the specs up on screen, maybe read them off a little bit, that would save a little bit of time. People tend to watch videos that aren't like, 20 minutes long over a knife. So I would, of course, love it if you guys watch that, but I kind of think it would help save time a little bit. Anyway, again, last time I'll say it, I promise. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that, this kind of format or whatever. That's the Demco Knives 8020S, all-American made Demco. That is the Demco Knives 8020.5, the slicer variant. So kind of like the smaller version of that one. Still a little bit decent, little bit longer than the Oknife Rubato 2. And slicer's got, I'd say the Rubato 2's got it beat with cutting edge there. And of course, probably the part of the review you've all been waiting for, that is your 8-inch USA made crescent wrench and your DeWalt framing hammer. What kind of a review would it be if I didn't put those in there, right? And I almost got the whole DeWalt framing hammer within the review. I've been asked by someone to keep doing that and, not get smaller or whatever. So I'm going to, keep putting that framing hammer in there, right? Because I think it's funny anyway. There's a roll of scotch and things tape right there for you. All right, so pretty much it for size comparisons. They don't say the hardware on those specs. I'll go ahead and get out the T8, go over that. Single-sided captive, or no, not single-sided captive pivot, my bad. Double-sided pivot, right? So you got T8 on each side. Nice little pivot collar. Kind of a neat little touch right there, I think, right? Kind of pops with that micarta, if you will. So T8 on the pivot, and I'm thinking T6 on these thumb studs. Yeah, T6 on the thumb studs. T6 on the pocket clip. Get out the T8 again here. And T8. So T8 on the body, T8 on the pivot, T6 on the pocket clip, T6 on the thumb studs. And it is lefty mountable, right? So you can take that off right there and mount it to the other side. So that's pretty cool. It's an ambidextrous folding knife. Take a look at the inside there. Got some steel liners, a little bit of milling going on for some weight reduction. So that's cool. And again, I mean, it's sitting at, according to Blade HQ's website, anyway, 3.7 ounces. So over the ounce and inch ratio. Not what I would consider a heavy knife at all. So my thoughts on this one, I like it. I think it's a pretty neat knife. The whole Rubato series, I haven't ran into one that I don't like yet. These are kind of cheaper. I wouldn't say cheaply made, maybe, but what I would consider floating around kind of like the budget realm, although maybe a little bit above it. These are sitting at right around 84, I think 84.99 right now is what they're going for on Blade HQ. You can get a few different variants of this one, of course. Nice little wash job that they got on there, almost like an acid wash, stone wash looking kind of finish. I think that's actually might be Cerakote, but it's kind of grayed out. I think that's pretty cool. And 154 cm, an excellent blade steel all around. I really like that steel. The micarta feels really nice on it. As far as ergonomics goes, choke back. I can get my pinky almost all the way to the back side, and you can put your finger right there in that choil area. That doesn't feel too bad at all. Feels pretty comfortable, locked in, choked up. Got kind of like a little slanted flat right there, kind of a choke up spot. That works pretty well as well. You got jimping going halfway up the spine right there. So pretty, all in all, pretty comfortable knife, I would say. Nice crossbar lock going on there. I think they call it the rail lock. Yeah, the rail lock. That's the name of this crossbar locking system. Works pretty good. Pretty clicky clacky, as are most crossbar locks, right? But whenever you pull that back, it goes all the way shut. Pretty awesome, you know. Nice tension on the Omega springs in that one. One slight complaint that I have about this one, but you know, I guess it's kind of universal with crossbar locks, is you can very easily shake it open. So if I kind of do that, it's coming open right now. If I light shake, maybe not so much. Medium shake, yeah, almost. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Not really any D10 on these crossbar locks. All in all, I would say this is a pretty cool knife, man. Rubato series, I really enjoy. I really dig it. I like what Oknife's doing, kind of in the budget realm, but a little with a few more little premium touches on it. So carries really well with that deep carry pocket clip. The screws are sunk in there, flat-headed, sunk, so that it's not going to tear up your jeans, you know, your pockets or anything carrying it. Matter of fact, one thing that I'm missing with this, haven't done it yet, the old faded blue jeans right there. Can't get rid of them, right? I think that shows off the knife pretty well, right? Full on deep carry pocket clip. No issues at all with the pocket clip. I like Oknife's, almost said Rubato's. Oknife's pocket clips, have no issues with those. Carries really nice in the pocket. So all in all, just a good little budget knife, I would say. 85 bucks, kind of high. Really would love to see it kind of down around like maybe 65, 70, but not too overly priced, I don't think. Just maybe a tad. So nice little touches on this one. Cool little knife, the Rubato 2. Thank you very much, Pons, for sending me that to check it out. Let me know what you guys think about the format for the reviews. I'm not saying I'm going to this the whole, you know, I'm not going to do the scale and the tape measure and all that anymore. Just let me know what you think in the comments. This is already like a 10-minute review, so you can imagine if I did the actual calibers, tape measure, and all that. If that's what you guys like, I will definitely do that from now on. I don't have a single problem doing that, but I thought it might be a little more time consuming or less time consuming to do it kind of in this format. And this is the first one I'm doing like this. So after this, I won't be explaining that I'm, you know, kind of doing this format from you know, from here on out. So just let me know what you think about it. I'm pre-recording a few videos for the week, so I can always very easily switch back to the, you know, the normal kind of old format that I use for reviews. But anyway, not to detract from the knife itself, pretty cool knife, the Rubato 2. Thank you, Pons, for sending it. And remember, whether it's morning, evening, noon, or night, you guys, y'all stay sharp.